Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the next to last race in the regular season for season number 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Race number 15 of the season here at the Nashville Super Speedway for the Cracker Barrel 400, a 60-lap race around this 1 1/3 mile speedway just outside Nashville, Tennessee. And this race has been in the schedule ever since the series began. For the first 4 seasons of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, this played host to the final race of the regular season. Got moved to race 15 last season in season number 5, but it's still a very good race and a very strategic race, especially if we get a lot of cautions. Those guys come down the pit lane. And strategy play is definitely a huge thing because passing here at Nashville is very difficult. Of all the racetracks we go to in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, this place and Bristol are the 2 hardest places to pass. Both of the places in Tennessee, by the way. If you do not do good on the pit lane, you might not get a good finish here tonight at Nashville because trying to work your way through the field here is very difficult. Anyways, coming into today's event, Isaac Nichols is still the points leader, 335 points towards the championship. Elijah Gordon, our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, is only 1 point behind. Daniel Bouchard, 4 points behind. Trey Bartow is 8 points behind, and he is the defending winner of this race. And Ricky Stevenson is also 8 points behind in the number 38. Stevenson, Isaac Nichols, Elijah Gordon, Caleb Hoffman, Al Agassi, Alexander Rowe, Blaine Keys, Cameron Garlington, Cody Sill, and Matt Dallio are the 10 drivers locked into the chase so far heading into this race. There will be at least 4 drivers to lock in on points this season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. That's good news for guys like Daniel Bouchard and Trey Bartow, who are up there in the points and have been up there in the points for quite some time this season. Anyways, let's go ahead and head trackside for the command to fire the engines here at the Nashville Super Speedway.
On behalf of all the NRLOA, drivers, start your engines!
And a great command there to fire these guys up for the next to last race of the regular season. If you win, you're in the chase. And these guys who do not have wins that are starting up front are going to be fighting hard for the win. We have Zachary Fitzwater starting on the pole position in the number 41. Alongside him, it is the Texas winner of Ricky Stevenson in the number 38. He is already locked into the chase. Row number 2 sees the number 10 of Hairgel Arvin Alonso starting alongside Reagan Whitlock. Neither of those guys have won yet this season, and a win would put them right in the chase. Neither of these guys are going to really make it on points either, so their only chance of making it in is by winning. Blaine Keys already won this season. He's locked into the chase starting alongside Daniel McMillan. Row number 4 sees Jordan Lopez and Adam Lewis, a couple of guys who would need wins. Noah Cars needs a win. Or actually, he does not need a win. He's currently in the chase right now on points. So if he can get a couple of good finishes here at Nashville, Indianapolis, he'll make it into the chase on points alone. So Noah Cars does not necessarily need a victory, but Garlington, he's already in the chase. The Daytona 500 winner. Derek Hamill, part-time driver starting alongside Garrett Sonora. Sonora, one of those guys who needs a win. Sonora won here in season number 2. That's the top 12 starting positions here for the Cracker Barrel 400 at the Nashville Super Speedway. And this is a hometown race for that guy right there. Caleb Hoffman, the number 14. He starts deep in the field, but he is already in the chase. And this is his final race here at Nashville, his hometown racetrack. Anyways, pace car's going to pull off. We're ready to get this one started at the Nashville Super Speedway. The green flag is out in the Cracker Barrel 400. Lap number 1, led by our pole sitter, Zachary Fitzwater, who got a really good jump on the start there from Ricky Stevenson. Blaine Keys, he's found his way into second with Jordan Lopez, Reagan Whitlock, and Hairgel Arvin Alonso rounding out the top 5. Now, when it comes to the point standings, and those guys making it in on points, guys like Daniel Bouchard, Trey Bartow, at least coming into this race, are pretty well off. Stuart Gretton's also still in. Noah Cars is still in. And I believe that Daniel McMillan is also still in, along with one other driver, Marty Johnson. So those 6 guys are currently in the chase right now, I do believe, on points alone. But if we get somebody like Zachary Fitzwater or Jordan Lopez to win this race, it's going to go down to 5 guys making it in on points alone. And if someone new wins at Indianapolis, it's going to go down to 4. So those guys, like, you know, those 6 guys who have not won yet this season but are up there in the point standings, they're not safe just yet, because it's not going to be 6 guys in the points most likely making it into the chase. It's probably going to be 4. And because of that, those guys like Marty Johnson, Noah Cars, Stuart Gratton, Trey Bartow, they're going to need to get some good finishes here in these next 2 races in order to ensure that they can make it into the chase. If they get those good finishes, they should be good to go. They should have no problem making the chase even without winning. But if they crash, if they finish deep in the field in even one of these next 2 races, they are going to have a hard time making it into the chase. And guys like Bartow, Bouchard, they do not want that to happen. Of course, they're getting good runs right now in the top 20 right now. Side by side for 11th at the moment, I do believe. So, you know, not too bad at all. Those are the kind of finishes that get you in the chase when you're already up there in the points at this time in the season. So Bouchard in 11th right now. Bartow's going to fall back in the number 4, the defending winner of this race. Bartow definitely knows how to get it done here in Nashville after winning that race at Nashville last season. And we had a pass for the lead, and we completely missed it. I would like to apologize about that. Blaine Keys has gotten around Zachary Fitzwater, but Fitzwater looking to come right back to the inside. And Fitzwater knows that if he wins, he's in the chase. And for Fitzwater, that may be the only chance he has. The same applies for Alonso and Lopez. Both of those guys, they need to win to make it into the chase. But if a guy who has already won this season wins tonight, that's good news for those guys who are up there in the points who have yet to win this season. So, you know, Marty Johnson, Trey Bartow, those guys, they're rooting for Blaine Keys right now to win this race. Of course, we're still early on here at Nashville. Still have over 50 laps to go. But Blaine Keys, the leader, I would like to apologize for missing the lead there. Did not expect there to be a pass for the lead this early on. Anyways, number 48, Blaine Keys still out front. Fitzwater, Alonso now up to 3rd in the number 10. Stevenson runs in the 4th position. Then it's Jordan Lopez in the number 17. They're the top 5 right now here in the Cracker Barrel 400, lap 8 of 60. See back in here. Trey Bartow moving his way up. He's gotten back around Daniel Bouchard. The number 1's around and in the outside wall a little bit. But we should remain green, only unless they run into the number 1. I think we're going to remain green for now, but these guys are all over the place. And in the outside wall hard goes a bunch of cars. Julius Anderson. Daniel Bouchard involved in the 11, one of those guys who did not need this to happen. And John Arndt in the number 24, number 31 of Jay Jefferson. Also caught up in that one. And it all happened when Cody Sill went around. Noah Cars in the outside wall as well as they were racing back to the line. He got involved with Isaac Nichols. And the 3, another one of those guys who can make it in on points, who did not need a finish like this, getting involved in a crash. Blaine Keys won the race back to the line in the number 48, so he'll lead the field down the pit lane now. But we got a lot to review here at the Nashville Super Speedway. Blaine Keys, the leader. And he's going to lead the field down the pit lane for the first cycle of pit stops here at Nashville here tonight. He's going to lead Fitzwater, Alonso, Stevenson, and Lopez down the pit lane. Takes a while for them to get to their pit stalls here at Nashville. Kind of a long pit lane here at the Nashville Super Speedway, at least it looks like it. And there you see Blaine Keys in the number 48. He took the lead away from Zachary Fitzwater. But we're going to follow with Fitzwater since he is at the end of the pit lane. We'll see who wins the race off. Blaine Keys will win the race off the pit lane in the number 48. Zachary Fitzwater in the number 41 will be second. William Johnston third. Then it's Jordan Lopez, Hergel Arvin Alonso, the top 5. And you see these two guys involved in crashes. And so is Jay Jefferson, Cody Sill, all those guys who were involved in that crash still on the pit lane. Anyways, Blaine Keys still the leader here on the Cracker Barrel 400. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the first caution here at Nashville. This is what happened to Cody Sill in the number 1. Eli Bright right behind him just taps him a little bit. And the number 1 almost went around. The number 1 slides up the racetrack. Cody Sill in the outside wall a little bit. And then they scramble to avoid him. The caution has not come out yet, and it does not come out for Cody Sill. Julius Anderson here in the number 20 came really close to Cody Sill. He checks up a little bit in the number 20, and everybody behind him kind of bunches up here, while some guys behind do not want to bunch up, and they try to drive around them on the outside lane. You're going to see Jay Jefferson and Stuart Gratton on this outside lane go much faster than Julius Anderson, Blaine Keys, or excuse me, John Arndt here on the middle lane. And as Jefferson in the number 31 tries to get to the outside of Daniel Bouchard, he gets into him, and into the outside wall they go. Julius Anderson involved in the 20, John Arndt around in the 24, Stuart Gratton in the 37. The number 20 of Julius Anderson in the outside wall hard, rear end first. And those 5 drivers in the outside wall hard, I believe they were the only 5 involved, but just a result of what happened there with Cody Sill as he was slowing down, and those 5 guys get torn up as a result. And also, you get this right here with Noah Cars in the number 3. We're going to replay it in real time. And he got clipped by Isaac Nichols. They were still spread out like crazy coming to the line. Noah Cars, he slides up the racetrack just a little bit, gets into Isaac Nichols and into the outside wall hard and upside down for the number 3 of Noah Cars. And for Daniel Bouchard and Noah Cars, they both came into this race in the chase currently. But with this result here tonight, neither of those drivers may still be in the chase exiting tonight's race. So that's a tough break for those guys involved, especially Isaac Nichols in the 83. He might lose the points lead at the end of the night because of this accident. And so we'll review it in real time, and we'll get to the restart here at Nashville. Following with the number 11 of Daniel Bouchard, who did not need this finish here tonight. Into the outside wall, Anderson around John Arndt in the outside wall, the 31 and the 37. And Gratton as well. He's another one of those guys who's up there in the points who did not need an accident. However, he may be able to continue and salvage some points here tonight. And then you saw what happened to Noah Cars in the number 3. It's going to happen right here. And in the outside wall hard goes Noah Cars. Anyways, an unfortunate accident there to bring out the first caution. But not too many guys involved, and a lot of guys still in contention to win tonight's race here at the Nashville Super Speedway. After this commercial break, we'll get right back to the Cracker Barrel 400 here at Nashville.
The NRLOA Turkey Hill Series Season number 4 will be broadcast on CH Productions 14 for 2017. Be sure to check it out this year.
Back here at the Nashville Super Speedway for the Cracker Barrel 400 in season number 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. It's Blaine Keys, who won at Atlanta earlier this season, leading the field in the number 48. If he were to win tonight's race, that would guarantee 5 drivers to make it into the chase on points alone. And that would be a record for the 26 race seasons that we've had here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Pole sitter Zachary Fitzwater runs second. His teammate Hergel Arvin Alonso, who needs a win as well, he's running third. William Johnston, Jordan Lopez, Richard Kinghart, Adam Lewis, Ricky Stevenson, Alexander Rowe, and Reagan Whitlock. Green flag back in the air here at Nashville. Lap 13 of 60 complete. Lap 14 underway. And Isaac Nichols in the 83, majorly slow on that inside lane. He's going to hold some guys up here. 3 wide, and 3 wide exiting turn 2 here in Nashville sometimes does not work. But it looks like they're going to get out of it just fine. That number 83 is majorly in the way right now, holding up his teammate Ace Garcia. And they're going to try to get around him, and hopefully they will. Anyways, for the lead, Blaine Key is going to stay out front. Alonso for second to the inside of Fitzwater. This number 10 definitely wants to make the chase for the first time in his career, I can tell you that. And if he were to win here tonight, or win on Saturday at Indianapolis, he would, in fact, make it into the chase. William Johnston, another one of those part-time drivers. The part-timers haven't been doing too much lately, but earlier on in the season, they were doing a really good job. And you see Johnson here, he's going to take third away from the 41 of Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater falling back after he started on the pole for tonight's race. Here comes Kinghart for fourth, and now Jordan Lopez to the inside of Fitzwater for fifth. And Fitzwater falling back tremendously in the number 41 as Blaine Keys remains out front right now in the number 48. Here, Joe Larvin Alonso running second. William Johnston, Richard Kinghart, and Jordan Lopez, the top five. Take a look and see where Isaac Nichols is on the racetrack, and it does appear that the whole field has passed him now. But the leaders are probably going to come around him before the next cycle of pit stops, because this 83 is going really slow on the racetrack, and he could very well get in the way of Blaine Keys and these guys running up front. But right now, the number 48 is out front here for Hendrick Motorsports and John Anders. They have 4 wins this season. They got one last time at Kentucky on Monday with Elijah Gordon. And they're looking to get Blaine Keys his second win of the season, get their 5th win of the season in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. They have done a great job on the win side, but in the point side, they're not really doing too well. Blaine Keys, Matt Delia, they're well outside the top 20 in points, I do believe. And then their other driver, Elijah Gordon, he's really been the driver that's carried this team. 2 wins this season, second in the points coming into tonight. And then you got John Arnn, who has not had the best of the season. He has not won yet this season in the number 24. He was involved in the crash earlier on in this race. Number 48, number 10, trying to get to the inside of him. Alonso is fast. He's closed in on the 48 of Blaine Keys, and he may get around him here very shortly. This number 10, it was Stuart Haas Racing that won this race last year with Trey Bartow driving the number 4. They might be able to get it done with Joe Larvin Alonso driving the 10. Right now, still running second for Alonso. William Johnston runs in the 3rd position. Jordan Lopez, and it's side by side for 5th between Alexander Rowe and Richard Kinghart. Rowe's going to take the 5th position away from the 19. And the Daytona winner is going to be in the 5th position here at Nashville. Reagan Whitlock is going to take 6th. And Whitlock might get to the inside of Rowe for the 5th position. Whitlock's another one of those guys who needs a win if he wants to make it into the chase. And for Reagan Whitlock, like Joe Larvin Alonso, he has never made the chase before in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He would definitely love to turn all that around here tonight at the Nashville Super Speedway. Alonso has fallen off from the 48, and here comes William Johnston trying to take second away from the number 10. He's going to get a run to the inside, exiting turn number 2. We're a third of the way through this race here in the Cracker Barrel 400 at Nashville. Number 75 trying to get the run to the inside of Joe Larvin Alonso. They both close in on Blaine Keys a little bit there. And they're going to remain side by side for now, which is going to allow Blaine Keys to pull away. Whitlock looking to take 5th away from Zachary Fitzwater, who took it away from Alexander Rowe. They're side by side for that position right now, but the number 78 is going to take it away from the 41. And the 10 of Alonso just fell back to 4th as William Johnston got around him for the 2nd position entering turn number 1. There's Isaac Nichols in the 83, just crossed the line. Blaine Keys is going to come in at turn number 4 right here. Jordan Lopez to the inside of William Johnston for 2nd. And he's got help from Joe Larvin Alonso in the number 10. Lopez, another one of those guys who needs a win. Blaine Keys does not need a win, by the way. So he's keeping these guys from winning and getting into the chase here tonight if he were to win this race here tonight at the Nashville Super Speedway. Lopez and Alonso both get around William Johnston. Alonso trying to get to the inside of Jordan Lopez. They're 3 wide back in here. Jonathan King, another one of those guys who needs a win. A lot of these guys running up front right now need wins to make it into the chase. I can tell you that. He was 3 wide with Alexander Rowe and Adam Lewis just a moment ago. And these guys, they keep on changing position for 2nd place. William Johnston back to the inside of Lopez and Alonso, and he's going to get to the inside of Alonso for the 2nd position. Telling you, Blaine Keys is loving what he's seeing behind him right now. These guys battling for 2nd place just slows them down. And Keys able to pull away in the 48 with those guys battling for 2nd place the way they are. Johnston's going to take second away from the 10 of Herja Larvin Alonso. Jordan Lopez in the 17. It's going to get back to the inside of the 10 as well. Reagan Whitlock has closed in on these guys, and Whitlock's going to drive right by the 10, or at least get alongside them for now. And they're side by side down the backstretch here on lap 25 of 60. I see a little bit of smoke, but no caution on the racetrack. Somebody might have blown an engine possibly, but I do not see anybody with damage on the racetrack. Very interesting thing there. It does not appear to be anybody new, so Noah Cars, he's the only guy that's actually knocked out of this race so far. Remember, he went upside down coming to the line under that first caution. Isaac Nichols is the only other guy one lap down, but he is still on the racetrack. So we still have 39 drivers on the racetrack. It looks like pit stops may be beginning. Ricky Stevenson coming down in the number 38. I believe this is an unscheduled stop. We've only gone 16 laps. They could go a little bit longer than 16 laps on a tank of fuel here at Nashville. I can tell you that much. So something may be amiss on the 38. I do not believe he's changing tires. He is changing tires. So this may be a little bit of strategy play for the 38 of Ricky Stevenson, and he can do so. He's already got a win. Why not try to get another win this season? Be 2 more bonus playoff points heading into the chase, and if Stevenson were to win tonight, that would be the case for the front row motorsports driver. The unfortunate thing for him is he's going to get put a lap down as the leaders drive by. So Blaine Keys, William Johnston, Jordan Lopez, Reagan Whitlock, and Alexander Rowe. Now the top 5. Alonso has fallen back to 7th. Number 19 of Richard Kinghart has gotten around him for the 6th position. Number 48 of Blaine Keys still out front. He's been the dominant guy of this race so far. He took the lead away from Zachary Fitzwater early on. And he's going to have a little bit of a challenge here ahead of him. Isaac Nichols in the way in the number 83. A slow car here who might get in the way of the 48. Number 75 of William Johnston trying to win his first race of his career in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's come close a lot of times this season. He's finished second at least twice, but he still hasn't gotten the W yet for that Beard Motorsports team and John Gilbert. They've been doing a good job this season. I believe of all the part-time guys, they lead in the points, but still no win for that 75 team yet this season. Blaine Keys gets around the 83 just fine. So does William Johnston and Jordan Lopez. What we should watch out for is double wide racing when they get around there, and it's back in here a little ways behind the lead battle. Whitlock had a little bit of an issue getting around the 83, but he's going to get around him just fine. And number 48 still stays out front. The gap closed in a little bit from Johnston and Keys that last lap. And the number 48 looking to pull away and get this victory here tonight, but there's still going to be another set of pit stops. And right as I say that, they come down the pit lane. So our leader, Blaine Keys, down the pit lane. Jordan Lopez also down. Alexander Rowe, Richard Kinghart, Herja Larvin Alonso, Ace Garcia, William Johnson will inherit the lead in the number 75. Daniel Bouchard has already come down the pit lane in the number 11. And let us follow with the number 48 of Blaine Keys. The dominant guy of this race going to make his second stop of the night. There should be one more stop after this one here at the Nashville Super Speedway. But I do not believe there's going to be a fuel strategy race. They went about 20 laps on a tank of fuel. And they should easily do one more stop before the end of this one here tonight. Blaine Keys is not changing tires yet. A little bit of a slow stop for him right now. McMillan in the 95 right behind him. Actually, they took 4 tires. I just didn't realize that they already took the right sides. Oh boy, what a goofball I am. Didn't notice that. Blaine Keys wins the race off of those guys. And here come the other guys coming down the pit lane. Reagan Whitlock leads them down. I don't know where William Johnson is. I believe he's already come down. I made service to his race car in number 75. You see him in his pit stall. We'll see where he gets out in relation to the leaders here, if he's going to have an advantage on Blaine Keys or not. Reagan Whitlock in the 78. It's going to come really close to William Johnson, but Johnson's going to get out ahead of the 78. And here comes Blaine Keys in the 48, driving around the 75. So Keys got through that set of pit stops very well, and his lead has grown since the pit stops began. Looks like Caleb Hoffman has unfortunately had an issue in the 14. A hometown favorite there. Doesn't look like he's going to win here tonight at Nashville. Jordan Lopez runs second right now in the number 17. Alexander Rowe, William Johnston, Richard King are trying to take fifth away from Reagan Whitlock. Now Jordan Lopez, he might have a chance at getting this number 48. So I said that Blaine Keys' lead was larger than it was before the pit stops began. I'm actually wrong about that. Lopez is closing in pretty fast right now on the 48 here. But however, the gap to second place is much bigger, or excuse me, the gap to third place is much bigger. Number 27 runs in the third position right now, 2.5 seconds back. The Blaine Keys still out front here in the Cracker Barrel 400 at the Nashville Super Speedway. Lap 35 of 60. We're over halfway through this race here tonight. And it's been all Blaine Keys for now. But Jordan Lopez may be closing in here in the number 17. Luke Rainey, the owner of this team, would love to get a win this season. Garrett Sonor, been a little bit of a disappointment this season. He's still not won a race in over 2 seasons. Got a decent run going for him tonight, running 16th. But the Season 2 winner of this race, not really getting too good of a run right now in the number 6 here tonight at Nashville. And this whole season has been a little bit subpar for who has tied the all-time winningest driver with Caleb Hoffman. Got to edit that all-time wins list, and I got to edit the points and all that stuff on that website. I'm telling you, I'm not really good at doing that anymore. But Blaine Keys still out front in the number 48, lap 36 of 60 complete. And number 48 of Blaine Keys definitely looking pretty strong here tonight. Jordan Lopez still second, not really closing in anymore on the number 48. Alexander Rowe, number 75 of William Johnston, Richard Kinghart, Ace Garcia, Reagan Whitlock, Hergel Arvin Alonso, side by side between the defending winner of this race, Trey Bartow, and Adam Lewis in number 22. Al Legacy, Jonathan King, Chris Skinlart, Daniel McMillan, Matt Dalio, Garrett Sinor, Dale Salzman, Tristan Allen, and Ryan Madden are side by side. Derek Hamill, Marty Johnson behind those guys. Cameron Garlington, Donovan Dufit, Jesse Turner. 72 of Anthony Lopez, Cody Sill, Isaac Nichols is a lap down right now in the number 83. Stuart Gratton in the 37. Eli Bright, number 20 of Julius Anderson. And our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Elijah Gordon, rounds out the top 30. Back out front, it is still the number 48, but the number 17 is closing in. Hoffman is back out on the racetrack. This might be good news for Jordan Lopez to close in on Blaine Keys. Keys is going to get to the inside of Hoffman, but Hoffman has a fast race car. Let me tell you that. He's going to stay alongside this 48, and that is fantastic news for Jordan Lopez in the 17. He can draft these guys and possibly get to the inside of them heading into turn number 1. He's not going to get close enough quite yet, but he is going to close in tremendously. Hoffman's still on the outside of Lopez, however, but Lopez will clear in the number 17. So that is exactly what Blaine Keys did now want to happen. Stay side by side with Hoffman there. Lopez trying to take a lower line through the corner, trying to get an advantage, but he slides up the racetrack a little bit, and I believe Keys is going to solidify his spot and stay out front in the 48. Back in here, it's 3 wide as Adam Lewis goes to the inside of Hergel Arvin Alonso and Ace Garcia. And they're bumping off each other a little bit there, entering turn number 1. Lewis is going to try to take the position away, and he will, from Alonso and Garcia. Now, Caleb Hoffman, I believe he's 5 laps down right now, but his car is running just as fast as these leaders, and he may get to the inside of Jordan Lopez, and if that happens, Blaine Keys is going to pull away even more. Keys obviously has the faster race car right now in this situation. Lopez was not able to close in there and stay closed in on the 48. But we're just going to have to see what happens later on down the road in this one. Number 48 still leading. Jordan Lopez, however, he's one of those guys who needs a win to make it into the chase, and the win is right there in front of him. But he's going to have to contend with the lap car of Caleb Hoffman, and that's not at all what the 17 wants to see. And That's good news for Blaine Keys. Now Hoffman, if he gets to the inside of Blaine Keys and passes Keys, that's good news for Lopez. And Lopez might be able to close in if that were to happen. Now, let me tell you something right now. In season number 1 here in this race, it was fuel strategy. Kind of like what happened at Pocono earlier this season. Riley White stole the victory in the number 1 machine, and he had not led him till after the final pit stop. We might see somebody like the 75, like the 22, go fuel only on the final pit stop. It's going to happen with probably about 10 laps to go, and possibly try to get around the leaders. Hoffman, however, he's going to try to get around the leader, even though it's not for position. Caleb Hoffman is already in the chase for season number 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, so he does not have anything to worry about here tonight. But still, his hometown race, he probably wished he got a little bit of a better run. But only so much you can do when you have an issue, am I right? So why don't you just mess with the leaders? That's something you can do here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. There's no penalty for whatever happens on the racetrack. So you can do whatever you want, basically. I mean, it's the computer controlling it, not yourself. Number 48 still out front, but Lopez still trying to close in, still trying to hang on here to the second position and stay within reasonable distance from the 48. 27 of Alexander Rowe, William Johnston, Adam Lewis, the top 5. Hoffman trying to get to the inside of this 48. He's not going to be able to get a chance to do so quite yet. But Hoffman, he might get around this 48 before the next cycle of pit stops begin, and if he does that, that is really going to wreak havoc into Blaine Keys' night, because Lopez is right there in the 17. And here comes Stevenson. That's the signal for these guys to come in a couple laps from now. And there goes Hoffman to the inside. That is not at all what Blaine Keys wants, and even worse, they're closing in on Isaac Nichols right now in the 83. Lopez will close in on Blaine Keys. But will he be able to get around him? Hoffman was able to get around Blaine Keys, and Blaine Keys passed Caleb Hoffman. All 3 of these guys get around the 83, and Jordan Lopez is right behind the number 48. Lopez, he won his first ever start here on Napa Fan in the Thanksgiving 500 last year. Blaine Keys going to get back around Caleb Hoffman, and so is Jordan Lopez. So Lopez is right here right now on the 48, trying to get to the inside. They're going to bump, and there goes the 17 for the lead on lap 48 of 60. New leader here at Nashville. It's Jordan Lopez in the number 17. What a run, heading into turn number 1. And the number 17 is going to get pushed to the outside as Caleb Hoffman gets around him, and here comes Blaine Keys once again. How about this stuff here at Nashville? I like it. I love it. Blaine Keys is back to the inside, and Keys has taken the lead back away from the number 17 of Jordan Lopez. But Hoffman has gotten back around these guys, and I believe these pit stops are going to start very shortly. And Lopez is right here on this 48. If he can get a better pit stop than this 48 when the pit stops begin, Lopez is going to have a good chance of taking the lead. But how about this lead battle here at Nashville with now 11 laps to go on the Cracker Barrel 400? Hoffman still ahead of these guys, and he has definitely played a lot into this lead battle here tonight. Keys with a great run through turn 2. He's going to pull away a little bit from Jordan Lopez. And these guys are going to come down the pit lane very late in this race, and it's a great opportunity for these guys like Lewis and Whitlock and King. Go fuel only on this stop. Ask Caleb Hoffman, man. He did it at Pocono. That's why he's going to be in the chase this season. That's all you got to do. These guys up front, I have a feeling they're going to take tires, and those guys back in there, they take fuel only. They're going to get ahead of these leaders. And it's going to be a late pit stop as well. We only have 10 laps to go. And our leaders are coming down right now, so you can do that. Jordan Lopez is going to stay out on the racetrack right now in the 17 and inherit the lead. Oh boy, Daniel Bouchard with the non-conventional angle into the pit lane. Blaine Keys along with Alexander Rowe. Ace Garcia coming down. I believe Alonso's down, and I think that's Matt Dahlia behind him, and Dale Salzman. So we're going to follow with the current leader of Jordan Lopez. I would expect him to come down this time. He is going to come down in the number 17. William Johnston will stay out and lead a lap in the 75. It's a high-speed chess match between Lopez and Keys for the moment. But I have a feeling somebody's going to pull some major strategy and go fuel only. Nobody who came in along with Blaine Keys got out ahead of Blaine Keys. So it's all going to come down to what Jordan Lopez and these guys on this cycle do. There's Lopez in the 17. Will he go fuel only? It looks like he's going to take tires in the number 17. So not the best move to do if you want to gain some track position. Other guys coming down the pit lane right now. Lopez, however, did go with right sides only. So we'll just have to see. There's Blaine Keys in the number 48. Jordan Lopez is right here in the 17. This is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Oh, boy. Jordan Lopez is going to get out ahead of Blaine Keys. Or is he? Keys going to try to get the run on the outside. On an outside lane pass for Blaine Keys, or will it be an outside lane pass? Lopez still to the inside. Not able to get around the 48. Other guys coming off the pit lane right now. I believe the 41's on the tail end. There's William Johnston in the 75. Stuart Gratton might have taken some strategy, but he may be a lap down. Here comes Blaine Keys off the corner. Here comes the 75. Keys will clear in the 48. And Lopez, I believe the fact that he took those right sides only, he's not going as fast as our leader. A log jam behind the in front of the 17 right now. And Lopez trying to scramble around these guys and gain some more positions. But out ahead, it's the number 48 of Blaine Keys who has taken the lead here with now 6 laps to go. Nobody win fuel only and trying to get around that 48. But this is not over yet. Jordan Lopez has cleared all these guys. Will he have a chance of getting around that 48 before this race is over? Stuart Gratton is a lap down in the number 37. And so is Jay Jefferson in the number 31. Remember, both of those guys were involved in the crash earlier on in the race. Jordan Lopez seeing a win slip away. He got around Blaine Keys earlier on, was not able to make it stick. And it does appear that the 48's going to pull away and win this one here tonight at Nashville. But how about the racing there just before that cycle of pit stops began? It was intense as Caleb Hoffman was in the way of these guys. And Jordan Lopez could have gotten around that 48, did not do it. Alex NRLOA running in the 3rd position. William Johnston in 4th. And I believe 5th place is right now the 23 of Ace Garcia. But for a lot of these guys who have not won yet this season, who need to make it into the chase, it's just a disappointing night. A 2nd place finish, a disappointing night for Jordan Lopez. I believe he's a little too far behind to make it in on points. Now, it could be wrong. He might be able to point his way in, especially considering that Blaine Keys, he's going to win this race. That guarantees 5 guys to make it into the chase on points alone. And that's good news for some guys back in there who not have good nights, like Bouchard and Gratton. They were up there in the points. They have a chance of making it into the chase on points alone. If a guy who's already won this season gets into wins tonight, that's going to ensure another guy making it into the chase on points alone. So that's good news. More room for those guys to make it in on points. Anyways, there's going to be 2 laps to go for Blaine Keys this time by. And Blaine Keys has been the guy here tonight at Nashville, but he had to earn it away from the 17 of Jordan Lopez, battling with the 14 of Caleb Hoffman. Definitely some of the best racing I've seen here at Nashville in quite some time. And the number 48 of Blaine Keys, a 1.5 second lead on the number 17. It looks like the Hendrick Motorsports driver is going to get his 2nd win of the season. He won the Kids Colors 500 earlier this season at Atlanta. He already solidified his spot in the chase very early on in the season. And this is definitely going to be a very welcome win. 2 more bonus playoff points. And he's probably going to move his way up in the points as well. White flag for Blaine Keys. And the most points you can get heading into the regular season, the better, because the more points you have, the more playoff points you're going to be awarded at the regular season. At the end of the regular season, I should say. Anyways, Blaine Keys, 2 more corners to go for the 48. And it looks like the Cracker Barrel 400 is going to go to the Idaho native. Blaine Keys in the 48 is going to round the final corner. And it's going to be Blaine Keys winning here at Nashville. The number 48 of Blaine Keys wins the Cracker Barrel 400. Jordan Lopez, 2nd. Alex NRLOA, 3rd. Ace Garcia and Reagan Whitlock, the top 5 here tonight. Hendrick Motorsports with their 5th win of the season, 2 in a row for this team, and 2 more bonus playoff points once the chase begins for the 48 of Blaine Keys. And that's also going to move his way up in the points as well with this victory here tonight at Nashville. There was one caution here tonight. Pretty massive crash entering turn number 1. Knocked out some guys who needed good runs if they wanted to make it in on the chase on points alone. And you see those guys down in there. Noah Cars is one of those guys. Daniel Bouchard, Stuart Gratton. They might not be in the chase exiting this race, but there's going to be an extra spot. It's not going to be 4 guys. It's going to be 5 guys at least making it in on the chase on points alone, because Blaine Keys has already won this season. He got his 2nd win of the season here tonight at Nashville. Jordan Lopez, Alexander Rowe, Ace Garcia, Reagan Whitlock, William Johnston, Chris Skinlart, Adam Lewis, Herjo Larvin Alonso, and Al Lagasse, the top 10. And already saw the rest of the results right here tonight at the Nashville Super Speedway. Anyways, on Saturday, it's the last chance for all these guys who don't have any other chance but to win. And it's going to be the Rays, Dives, and Tubing 400, the final race in the crown jewel of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That race is going to be intense, and like it was last season with Jonathan Skibnicki pulling a Hail Mary at the end of the regular season to qualify for the chase. Bet you somebody's going to do that come Saturday morning at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the final race before the chase here in Season 6 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And on Monday, it's the All-Star Race. Have some fun on the dirt at Eldora. And then the real business begins at Bristol next Wednesday with the Crystal Night Race, the first chase race of the season. And these guys are going to be battling hard for the championship once that begins on Wednesday. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Blaine Keys, the winner here at Nashville. And here are the points for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Season number 6, heading into the final race before the regular season. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching once again. And I will see you guys later.
Full tank and a map on the dash full of places.